Hello gang, welcome back to Billy's Bluff. Oh, it has been a hot minute, has it not, since we've been on this map, and I thought what better time to come back and check things out than when we have our brand new PC up and running now, and I've just getting back into the recording side of things, trying to get everything set up. So this is the first recording video I've done on this computer, so we're going to see how this goes. Today, what we're going to do, because it's been so long and because we are playing Billy's Bluff at maximum graphics please. We are playing everything at max settings, and boy oh boy, this map looks beautiful, let me tell you. The thing about it is it's very full. It has a lot of detailing going on. It's got a lot of train works. You will see when we go through this playthrough today just how much is going on with this map, and how much you might have forgotten if you're returning, and if you are new, then enjoy some of the scenery and some of the builds we're going to go to now, and we're going to kick on with this. We're going to kick off probably with a live stream actually in a couple of days time for this map, but yes, as today it's going to be a reorientation, a get to know the map again and see where we're at. The year is 1987 and we're kicking off here in the capital itself, Billy's Bluff. Let's have a bit of a look around now. Let's head out, let's zoom on out. I've got the Alt G. You hit Alt G and we can bring up all the information. You'll be able to see everything going on, but this is the main station in Billy's Bluff itself. Now if you've never seen what Billy's Bluff looks like, this is Billy's Bluff here, built on an actual peninsula here. Now this is not actually ocean, this is actually a Great Lake basically, with Billy's Bluff on it. Now Billy's Bluff has got some farming country over this side here. Lovely big farm it's got set up there. It does have an oil industry that we need to get back to and start sorting stuff out. We started pulling from this oil industry before we finished basically season 1 you want to talk about. So a lot of decoration stuff needs to go on in here before we get down into Cape Hank. You can just see how much, if you have a look around just quickly, how much is actually going on everywhere. All right, we've also set up this freight hub. We just started setting up just outside of Billy's Bluff to start distributing goods from up around here, potentially into Chalk Hills and Dot and Billy's Bluff. Okay, so because there's a bit of a mountain here, mountain pass, we've got to wait till you get down to see our freight terminal there, which pretty much feeds the trains around here. It's a big freight yard. Wait till you see it. Here we go. We've got an oil train just coming rattling through here right now. Doing look like it's what's it got on it? Nothing at the moment, but geez, it makes some good money. Holy moly. So that's heading down into Cape Hank to pick up a lot of that crude oil, I'm pretty sure. But this is Billy's Bluff anyway. This is what it looks like coming in. There's a few trains that come through here. We still actually have the Billy's Bluff Coastal Rumbler named Gordon. That was by a few chat members and a few channel members came up with that. We painted it blue, but there it is there, just sort of leaving out now. Still got the old steamer rattling through around the city. Okay, it's quite nice. It's really nice here. If we jump on this, we might actually head over. Let's jump on this train and do a bit of a ride along. We'll head over to what was it? Chalk Hills? Was it Chalk Hills? I'm pretty sure. I've got to really orientate my... Oh, wait. One thing that has annoyed me forever and a day about this map has been this damned rock. Every time we come past it on this show, look at it. Why is it okay on this side, but it's not that side? So we're going to take to it with a bit of a pick right now. We're going to pick it right off that edge. Get back on the train. This is a good way to just figure out a few things, what we want to do in and around the place, but this line was established very early on in the series, and it's never changed, and I love it for that. Let's just speed up a little bit. We'll get down into Chalk Hills. Chalk Hills, there's two, I forget. We need to have a look when we get down there. We'll have a look at the place when we get down there. All I know is that there's some castle ruins up here that are sort of historical, and they're sort of been left to their own devices. We can go maybe 2 times is better. But this is the big Great Lake. Looking back at Billy's Bluff over there. Whoop. Get around here and have a look through here. And then we're coming down here. Look at the town is just massive, right? So these are actually 2 cities merged into one now. Look at that, we've got great grand bridges up there on the cliff faces. We come through here, we'll slow down as we come through here because this is actually quite cool coming in through here. Bit of decoration and stuff as we come down here. Now we're going to do a lot of vehicle upgrades. We definitely need to facelift a lot of things in terms of what we're bringing back onto the map. We've got old buses running around. I'm pretty sure we've probably got some ancient stuff running around. Look at this as we pull into here. So this is the station. Okay, so it does say Chalk Hills. Right, so this is the station here. Let's all get off. Brilliant. A lot of decoration in terms of fencing some of this off as well. But basically, when I built this station, there was nothing in and around here. Not even down here. There was nothing down here. I might have put that road in. If we do, we might actually put a better motorway sort of road in there. But all this gap wasn't here. So this is Tango and Chalk Hills. That's right. So Tango was here, very small. And Chalk Hills was here as well. It's expanded quite a bit, to be honest. And you can see Billy's Bluff over in the distance over there. You can see the train chuffing up. It's going to head up that way. Up that way and on that line. Now that it does piggyback for a moment. These two, the freight line and the passenger line, do sort of touch as the freight pulls through. What have we got going on over here? What's this? A lot of steel and plastic coming up. That's right, because we've got goods and stuff being brought down to this factory to produce some goods for us to distribute elsewhere. Alright, so this is pretty much it. These are our castle ruins that here, like the ancient castle ruins up here on the cliff face. That's right. And down here we've got nice big sort of corner shops and hotels, and then people building out around here. We've got more ruins down here actually. So heritage listed ruins, people trying to build as close as they can to them. And then yes, a little bit more work to do in here probably to fill this out. But yeah, there was nothing in here when we first started. So that's a look at Chalk Hills and Tango. It really sort of, they are coming along massively. Okay, down to Dot here. This was part of the collection as well of Billy's Bluff, Dot, Tango, and Chalk Hills. They're quite a big city. They're split. They're divided by this one single train, or this train station here, the 2 train stations either side, right? And they've got these big roundabouts going on here. And the freight sort of goes around the back side of it. Would be good to try and potentially fluff out some of these inner bits, or potentially maybe tree them up or decorate them up. Dot hasn't had a lot of love, basically. It just kind of got plowed right through and then left. So we might get back and have a look at a couple of things there. We do have a temporary, like we've got a backup freight yard shed here that sort of helps with a bit of train distribution from our major freight yard up at Cape Hank. And we'll get to Cape Hank shortly. I just want to get down here and look at the rest of the coastline with everyone. And we've got a small little farmland here that sits out of Peel Point. Okay, and then we've got a large, lovely big farm set of land in here with timber forestry. We've got, look, you can see the big forestry sections down in here. A lot of timber forestry going on. And then we've got our farmlands as well. Right, farmlands down here also. So plenty of farmlands around this area, this side of the map. To really bring it up. Down here, we might try and see if the AI are going to expand down here. Try and get them to grow out a little bit more. There is still a little bit of work. I mean, we could play this map forever and a day. However, we'll see what we can do. We've still got some dirt roads in here. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We've got a road. We've got a road to nowhere. Alright, so this was also one of the original sort of setups we had. Timber going down into here and being processed. And then it turned into tools. You can see a lot of work has come through these freight lines down here, and then we've got the passenger line, which is one of the original lines going through here. You can see we've got a train rolling down it now, and this freight line rolling down here, and the lines do sort of merge just here and also split. So we've got some freight that roll down the passenger line, and we've got some freight that rolls past the actual airport, which was a newish sort of addition not too long ago. There's not a lot going on here. We've still got some old planes going around. Oh, look, we've even got... I forgot about this. There's a roundabout put in here. Oh, this is quite a nice little strip down here, isn't there? Full car park, bus stops. This is brilliant. Look at that. Cars coming out of the... What? Can't... Give me a... Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Love it. I love to see it. Plane taking off. And all working really well. It looks like we've got some construction stuff going on down here at the airport as well. So you can see lots of decoration has happened on this map. A lot more than I thought about and forgotten. And then we've got, like I said, Peel Point here, Sharkfin Bay. We've got Perry Bar. Perry Bar, we started to get the plastics factory working up, and back up at Billy's Bluff where we had that goods factory. This is actually feeding a lot of that. But basically we've still got some tall ships on here. I wanted to keep some really tall ships. HMS Gareth Borman, shout out to Gareth. That's Gareth's ship. So shout out to you, friendo. Yeah, we tried to keep a couple of, I've tried to keep a couple of sort of legacy ships, trains and stuff on the map as we go. Just because I think it adds a bit of variety. It's pretty cool. And down here we've actually got the Hula Islands transfer. This is a shout out to Johnny, one of our members on the channel. Shout out to Johnny, the Hula Islands, and there's a story behind that. All right, so this is Sharkfin Bay. These towns have grown up quite a fair bit, and I do love that a lot of their actual high rises are right on the water's edge. I love it, and I love sort of how the high rises are here, and then it tapers off a bit down to this way as well. All right, so that's sort of got more passengers rolling through this way down here. We had a little bit of a nightmarish setting us some stuff up down here to go one way for memory, but that's stuff we can tear our hair out about as we get into it further down. We're coming down here now to Weaver's Watch. This is the last city on this middle island, right? And before we leave this sort of central island, I'll give you a bit of an overview. This is what I talk about by the central island. It runs right up here. Then you've got sort of the archipelago, sort of risen sort of archipelago areas. They're separated, and then we've got another big island section here. Then we've got the snow area up the back. Okay, so and then we've got obviously a little hotel resort getaway over here. Looks like a little bush tracks going up there. Lovely, beautiful little getaway spot. We'll get over to there shortly, because we started to do a lot of work down here. Now, Weaver's Watch, let's have a look at it from here. Weaver's Watch was built with a food factory, food processing plant in place, so it was quite convenient. Now they do have a terminus stop here in town. It's not a great big one, but it has had a little bit of work done to it. We'll have a look shortly. Their downtown is situated down here along the water's edge as well, not too bad. And you can see they've had a lot of work in down here, and their port has really come along. So they've got a passenger port just in here, and then they've got their cargo port down in here, right? And linked up with their trains, do all sorts of fun stuff. So let's go down here and have a look at the passenger terminus. Oh yeah, it is actually all decorated. Love it. Got some houses opposite there. Oh, look at this. It's brilliant. Okay. People going down into the subway down in there. Yeah, she's just teetering on the edge. Don't worry about her. Yeah, okay, this is brilliant. We've got a little bit. Is this part of the food factory? Yeah, it is. I don't know what they're going to put in there, but obviously we'll wait till we hit level 2, which we're going to have to ramp production up in there as well. All right. Oh, look at that train rattling over the top there. Trucks going underneath. Oh, don't you love it? Right, let's come in. Oh, we've got a lighthouse. A nice, beautiful lighthouse down there. Let's come in down here and check out what's going on downtown. So this is the Pax Harbour, right? So this links up with some places down over there. Once we've... Well, which way do we want to go when we get to Cape Hang? We're not going to do it too much at the moment. We'll wait. They don't have a big port in terms of... Wait till you see some of the other ports, i.e. wait till you see Cape Hank's port. Wait till you see the port up around here. I forget the name of the place. What's it called? Port Flipper. How ironic. It's called Port Flipper. Wait till you see Port Flipper's wharf as well. Oh, it's got some high rises here. But they do have like a lookout, like a you know, one of those restaurants, revolving restaurant down here on the water with a bit of a pier sort of situation going on. Pretty cool. Right, so they got some of that going on. And then they've got some more industrial stuff going on down here. They've got a lot of gas works and oil works and stuff going on. Cranes to load ships. And then over to here where the trains roll through the freight yard. Okay. There's a train there backing up. Why is that train backing up that way? I don't know, but look at this. We've got trains everywhere. Yay! I don't know why that train's backing up the show. Yeah, I thought it would have gone forwards, but hey, there might be a reason. We've still got some tall ships going on. Right, before we head up to Cape Hank, let's just head down here to Coral Shores. Coral Shores is one of the last places we started working on, and a great suggestion was to put some rock walls through here with the mangroves. I might actually fix these up so we get some more rocks in and around through those mangroves. Right. Oh, look at the old aquabusy sort of thing. But you can see we've got some people on this boat actually. These didn't go in too long ago, but they do look quite filthy. However, you can see as we come through here, the rock walls really look beautiful coming through here, and it's something we want to utilize a little bit more going forward, I think, for many other builds. But Coral Shores is not a big place, but what Coral Shores had were these two big oil refineries. So we built them a gargantuan. Their port is bigger than their actual town. Right? So we're actually feeding. And the funny thing is, the oil train I showed you back up at Cape Hank that was rattling back to Cape Hank when we were looking at Billy's Bluff, that actually comes all the way down here. There's a few of them that actually drop off crude oil, and then it gets shipped over here by these things, and then they start feeding these oil refineries here, and then it gets sent back and all the way back up the other way actually. So you go, and some of it gets sent down there to the plastics factory, and then some plastic gets sent back up. It's all quite convoluted, it's all quite intricate how it all works. And then we've got down here, we've got a lovely bit of a causeway here going over the water with these rock walls and stuff. I love it, like the rock breaks in case, because this would be wild ocean out this way in case big waves come across. A lot of work going in down here. And then obviously we've got more rock walls in and around this stuff here. Let's not worry about warnings and stuff at the moment. And then link back up with another causeway bridge back to town. So the town has got two sort of connections going there. You get over to this bottom corner of the map. We've got Crafty Cuts, we've got Chipper, and we've got Hammerhead Bay. Now Crafty Cuts and Chipper obviously because they have a massive forestry industry coming on down here, right? Now the funny thing about this is one of the original mods that we got, which was suggested by Josh or Forward Gaming. If you want to go and say hello to him and his channel, you can go and check that out. But his suggestion, I'm pretty sure, was to put one of these cargo tram thingies in, right? So what this trammy thing does is it comes in, it's got some actual boards on it, it's going to drop those off. There we go. And it's going to pick up some logs, and then it's going to tram all the way down here like the rest of these trams. Isn't that brilliant? Freight trams. And then they come down into here and they drop it off and they pick up some more planks. And then we've also got a train which is taking said planks up to here and bringing more logs back. Right here it is here. Right, so it's a log one. And then we've got a lot of these here taking some timber back over there to go to the mainland. Okay, pretty cool. We've also got some timber heading up that way. Sure, we'll go up this way now, how shall we? So Hammerhead Bay has not had anything done to it really. Look, Chipper, Crafty Cuts and Hammerhead Bay, they don't even have connections to each other's towns. So there and there lies some work that we would have to do to get those guys hooked up as well and get them growing. Sandy Shores has had minimal work also, it's doing nothing. Then we've got this massive gargantuan farming land down in here as well. Not really doing too much, they're doing a little bit. Then we've got Greenmount, Landers, and Harnhope, and the Gap are all not connected yet either. So this side of the map's really being neglected a lot. So it might be a good cause for us to do some connection stuff for them going further on in the future. Now this train line here does actually swoop up into the mountain through there. Wait till we get around to this bit. You'll love this bit when we get around there. But we are coming into the snowy part of the map right now. Alright. Big loud truck just rolling past my house. That's it's loud, put it that way. But we've got this very complex train system going on here. We start in Lake Bluff. Let's go to Lake Bluff here for a second. So Lake Bluff is not really huge. Oh, they've started putting a road up there. Right, fair enough. You go away for a month or two and the AI just take over. Basically, the train rattles in under the town, comes through here, and drops off its passengers and then heads on out again. Oh, speaking of, here it is right here. Look at that. What a shot that is. We've got a road there. We've got the and then we've got the train that bypasses back on the other side of that road as well. We've also got this mega dam in here, right? So this is actually all dammed off. Damn it. Right? So we've got this big mega dam in here. Looking really good. And then it goes all the way through here. Doesn't look good, hey? So lots of dam walls going in here. We've got the big water towers and stuff going in. And then, oh, that's all been squared up. I might have to retain some of that. I might actually use something to retain that car park and that sort of stuff going up in there as well. Okay, and then we've got a big steel mill down here doing a lot of work with our trains that go past. We've got Gordo Flats here with the connection. Gordo Flats not doing too much otherwise. It's very wide up here, so I do apologize. We do have a ski resort up in the mountains up here. See our lovely ski resort going on for holidays, and then a little train that rattles under the ski resort and bypasses it up here, where we get to Peaky Run, right? So Peaky Run is all stops, Peaky Run. Okay, and then Peaky Runs. There's not a lot that's happened up in here. Here's the thing, we've got Skip Bay, Peaky Run, we've got Gordo Flats and Lake Bluff. The thing about these towns, I don't want to do too much to them because I don't want them to grow too much. I want to keep them as little dinky snow sort of towns, if you might say. That's kind of the gist of it. We're going to get on this train here. Right, we're going to ride this around because there's a lot of work that has actually taken place into this next section of the map where we're going. You know what? I was going to go back to Cape Hank, but we're going to save Cape Hank for last. Now, Billy's Bluff is obviously the official capital of this map, but I'd like to say that Cape Hank, named after my dog, Hanky Boy over there, he's on the couch at the moment, just giving me some side eye, is the unofficial capital. It's the one that I think it's a really pretty city with, it's got a touch of everything going on for it. All right, crikeys, this is more than I remember. We're just going to rattle through here. We're just going to enjoy this for a little bit, I think, as well. So this is actually really good for me as well, because it's been a hot minute since I've been back on this map and had a look around. After we've finished sort of touring around, I'll zoom as far out as I can just to give you a massive overlay of the map, and just to show you how extreme it is of everything going on. But here we go, right down here now. This is probably one of the busiest sections of the map coming on very, very shortly. Okay, we've got towns, this is another big freight hub, which actually feeds the trains and everything for this island particularly, right? So each island has its own big, look at all the tracks going everywhere. Each island has its own massive sort of freight hub that acts as a depot yard for train departures or train sort of building and that sort of stuff. So we've actually got we've got this cargo station here, and we've got another one just over there. Look at those old trucks over there as well. So we'll just get off here and we'll have a look at this place. All right, so this is Yak Head. If you just get a bit of an overlay here of the size and how big we've got a mining facility up in here doing coal mining. Let's just get off that for a sec. And this is actually Yak Head's cargo and freight depot yard. Now you can actually get a size for how big this is, and it's also got a port involved as well, because it does a lot of crude oil from here into here and then ships it out over to there where Tin Can is and further on, right? There's a lot of exports that go to other islands. Now, if you get a look down here just at how crazy some of these builds are and how brilliant, I just love them. They just came up. They couldn't have come up better. You know, and I just love it. You got trains that actually rattle here below the water level. I don't even know how I did that in the end. I don't even know how I got that to work, but we did. Okay, don't ask me how I managed to get water here and not down here. But we did, okay? But basically, look at all these train tracks running in, and they're running from everywhere. They all get used. We've got a train right here, which actually backs up into this area, comes into the station. It'll then go back out. You can see just how much goes on. We've got trains that rattle up and under there, over this bridge. See, we've got one just waiting here right now. And then it heads off down that way and splits off down to the back there where Port Flipper is. We'll get to Port Flipper shortly because it's quite a big thing. Just before we crack on with that stuff there, this is our big crude. Basically, we had these oil wells sitting out in the middle of the water out here. We've got some more farming. That's the backside of that farming land where Greenmount, Unhope, Sandy Shores and stuff was. Alright, and then we've got these massive big wells just sitting in the middle of the water, which we had to build a causeway of, get a connection down into Perrin Point here. And then, yeah, we've got our ships that come out here and pick up all the crude. And then they take it, not a long journey, but a nice little cruisy journey. Look at the clearance. They don't have a lot of clearance here. This is why we're using these little tuggers and stuff. They're brilliant for this. Okay? Oh, we've got a bit of a save going on. It comes up under here where we get into Yak Head's port, right? Yak Head's port's really cool. We've got, like, look at the shape of it. Okay, it's got a little leg shape, dog leg shape here. But you get into this station here where it's all been, as Amy, one of the members, likes to say, it's all been prison fenced off. Okay, prison fenced. They've got a bit of a water area in here that hasn't been touched. Yeah, they've got a very busy port as well. Ships coming in and out. Trains that rattle straight over the actual, well, what do you say, port itself. Yep. And then, yeah, back over here we've got trains rolling in from everywhere. So trains, our trains branch out from everywhere. This is, I'll stop trying to move around too much, but we've got trains that come up to Tin Can. We've got trains that go all the way to Waveview. We've got trains that go down to Port Flipper. We've got trains that head down here to the Gap. And we've got trains that head all the way around here to Gordo Flats. So you can see why this became such an integral hub. I think we've also got trains that feed up into here as well, into Coley Bush, where we've got a massive another timber sort of industry going on. Right, so right, that's pretty much that. But I just wanted to show you just how complex some of these builds were getting these done. You can just see down in here, like, this is probably the best show of it down in through here. When you start getting trains popping up under there, trains going that way, trains heading that way, trains coming down here, it just all started to just come along brilliantly, if you know what I mean. It just started to really take shape really nicely. When you're decorating, and one thing I've learned with decorating is don't be afraid to experiment with things that you don't even, that aren't even meant for the right, oh, look at this for a shot, that aren't even meant for the right sort of, let's go there. Actually, let's, wait, I got a better idea. Sit over here. Don't be afraid to use, I don't even know where to sit. There's too many good spots to sit. Oh, it's going down under here. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, so don't be afraid to experiment with things that aren't meant for what you're trying to use them for. I do it all the time. I use, you know, I'll use walls where walls shouldn't be. Oh, stop it. Yeah, I use walls that shouldn't be used for walls. I use things that shouldn't be used in other areas. You know, I do it all the time. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, got your money's worth then. Thanks for coming. Right, let's find a train we can ride out of here. I want to head is a specific train, and it's the big boy. Let's see if we can actually, let's see if we can find where the big boy is. Which one does it come in? The big boy comes in here. Where are you at the moment? If we just speed you up, I want the big boy to come into the station here. Got another train coming. Look at that. You can just see the trains, the vehicles that are rolling around. We're going to have to do some vehicle upgrades, by the way, as well. We're going to get on the big boy. While that's actually coming over here, I'll just keep that over here. Let's have it at Perrin Point here, because Perrin Point has a big elevated train station. It was quite nightmarish to get this all set in at different heights, because the town sits mostly at that height, and we actually sunk this half of the town down and then put the elevated station in, where it then rolls around to Collie Bush. I'll leave that down here for the moment. We'll head on over here to Tin Can. We'll do all these. Tin Can's a really pretty little town. Tin Can. Alright. We might actually come back to... You know what? We will come back here after the big boy, because we'll get a flight. We'll get the plane. We'll catch a plane out of here. That'll be quite good. How are you doing, big boy? We'll keep watching this area. Look at this. Look at the trains. Trains, planes, and automobiles, right? Rolling in everywhere. Look at that. Drink it in. Brilliant, isn't it? I think it's brilliant. Let's go 3 times. Let's get on the big boy now, because the big boy is actually rolling in here. So we'll see what's rolling in. We'll go at 2 times for the track ride along, just until we explain stuff. So we'll go down to Port Flipper. We'll go down that way first. We might get a passenger train back up. Oh, look at this. We are actually taking this way down in here. Very tight through here. Whoa. Might reshape that wall too. I don't know if I'm totally happy with that brick wall, the way it squares around. I might try and get a rounder looking wall there. Up through here. Lovely. We utilize a lot of depot or a lot of cargo stations to get a lot of these builds done as well. So yes, we'll go down to check out Port Flipper and that corresponding area. Then we'll come back up to Tin Can and Yak Head and stuff. I mean, not Yak Head, we've seen sort of Yak Head. I'll show you a little bit more of Yak Head when we come back up. There's a little bit of decoration stuff that's happening there, but we're going to try and catch the plane out of here and move on. This is already a 30-odd minute video at the moment, so this is actually taking a little bit longer than I thought, but hey, heck, why not? Hey, it's quite good. Actually, let's speed up. Come on. Up under here. Whoa, tuck under there, through here. Look at all the train network areas it has to go through. Isn't that brilliant? Just, I love it. The more complex we can make something, the more fun it is to ride and look at, I find. Alright, let's go. Now that we've done that quickly. But you can see literally, quite literally, there are trains that roll in everywhere. Look at all the products the big boy picks up. It just has a slew of products it grabs and just goes, okay, I'm out of here now. Alright, so we're going to head this way, are we? Let's go at 2 times. Under the bridge. This all, when you think about it, would potentially be underwater. Swinging around here. You'll see the water to our right just here. We are below water level down there. And we're going to head up to one of these bridges that we go to up here. One of the 3, is it 3 bridges along here? I'm pretty sure, isn't it? 3 rail bridges that roll along here. That's crazy, isn't it? Plus then you got the passenger bridge just over there. And we've got that bridge there. Absolutely crazy. And then so the big boy comes down here where it swoops underneath these other train tracks and then pulls out down to head to Port Flipper. Port Flipper's quite a fun one. There's 2 towns down here that are sort of connected. They're sort of getting connected as well. It's a really pretty, I would say, business and holiday, like tourist destination, Port Flipper. It has a big port right smack bang in the middle of town, but you could classify it as one of those ones where it would have lots of beautiful cafes and restaurants along the boardwalk looking out over the port, kind of like that kind of like industrial art deco style port, if you want to think about it. All right, so we're going to rattle through the countryside here, meet up onto another train line. And we've got a train there waiting for us. That's right, you wait for the big boy. Big boy takes priority. Alright, I kind of don't want to get rid of the big boy too. It's such a brilliant train. You don't get to utilize it that much. And the other thing is, we could probably slap some more wagons on it at some point and get some more products rolling down with it, to be honest. But we're sort of scooting on down here in this sort of back alley section of this part of the map where there's not a lot happening on. You start to get into a busy motorway and a passenger train. The big boy will come out that left-hand side part of track that we just drove past where there was a tunnel, because we like things to sort of two-way. And then we come down into here, just outside of Port Flipper, where it'll basically, let's just get off here. Right, so thanks for that, big boy. You can see the big boy does make pretty good money. We don't need to follow you anymore. You can just head off. You can just go to 2 times. It's got a load. It's got taken back another load there. It'll head back up that way and shoot back up there. Like I said, we've also got more track going on there. Oh, track everywhere. We've got motorways going on. So this motorway actually, we do have a motorway that spans from here all the way up. It comes down into here actually. Links up with this roundabout because I do love a roundabout, and heads the motorway up here. But we've got a 2-lane motorway that heads basically up around the back here and feeds into the city that way. All right, it's just a couple of ways. So down here we've got Mac Point and Perrin Point. Over here we have got a lovely big mining facility for coal and for iron ore, and this thing hasn't sort of been built up much recently. It's just sort of got slapped in with no decoration and stuff. But basically the trains can roll up either side, where we've got a steel mill here outside Port Flipper. So you can see Port Flipper is quite a busy town in terms of what it's got going on with all its industry. This is the port down here at Port Flipper and Mac Point. It's kind of shared if you want to think of it that way. But you can see why. It's a very touristy trap destination. We've got the Marine hotel down here on the boardwalk, plus the passenger service. We've got the cinemas and restaurants and little gazebos on the water. We've got the old ship down here, you know, docked off that you can go for a tour through. So it's a very touristy kind of town, built in the mountains here over the water, with a lovely big port looking out over Mac Point, right? So if you're up in this building, what a view. If you live up in this building, holy moly, haven't you got a view? You know, look at that. And then you can look out over this way where all the industrial stuff is starting to happen. And these two towns are starting to merge, right? Where they're getting close, but they're not quite there, but they are getting there. And then down here we've got more of the industrial port going on. We've got passenger services that roll down here. Look at these old things. Oh, they're the Rotofells, aren't they? So they actually roll up and down this whole line all the way up to Dewey Cove and up into Coley Bush where we were before, right? There's a passenger service. It comes into Port Flipper and then it heads back out. How does that actually go? It's called the Soda Island Run. Oh my gosh. Holy Thomas the Tank Engine inspirations we had in some of the live streams. Alright, so that's pretty much what's going on down here. Oh look, there's even a fountain here. I know someone that will love that fountain. But basically you can see how busy these places are becoming and how the decoration really starts to give them a facelift. This is a beautiful little train line through here with a little segregated train station down on this man sort of, it was an island, but it's been squared off, as you'd like to say, and boxed in with the retaining. And then we've got some mangrove work going on down here as well. Really love this part of town. Think it came up really well. Really happy with it. Great little station. Then we head back up here. We'll check out Dewey Cove quickly. Dewey Cove's got it's got this refinery going on here. Not really doing anything though, but you can see people-wise, it's got a lot of people. Oh look, we even color-coded all the Rotofells. All right, we need to get better passenger services on this. And they need, like, I think we need to expand their town over here, so they build out over here near the lighthouse. But you can see, look at their actual CBD is sitting on top of this tunnel over the water. Isn't that brilliant? I love that the CBD is actually on the highest point of the town, up in the hill. Look at this. Look at this tram. Shut up. You know, San Francisco's got nothing on this tram. Oh, it would have been better if it went straight down that way. Oh, this is not too bad. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, then the train rolls back up here. Through the countryside. Wraps under around here. You can see here it is here. Before it gets in to Coley Bush. Right. Coley Bush just here. Collie Bush also has an old castle that's kind of half been built through to sort of retain it. It was crumbling around and it's been reinforced with this bridge. It's had a bridge go right through it, right? So it was an old castle with a drawbridge and it's been sort of reinforced with all this brickwork. That's the kind of kick-off story that I'm going with for it. That's why it looks half like that and half like this. It's been reinforced, right? And then we've obviously got the train track that rolls straight through it. These days, that's how it's happened. You can see just here. It came up pretty well, I think. And then actually, that's right, for memory, Collie Bush's train stations had a little bit of work done to it. We look down in here. Oh yeah, there's some sign work. There's some walls going on. Yeah, it has. There's lots of sign work going on and stuff. Oh yeah, it's got, I've even put steps out the front of it. You can see here, this is how you can literally use, this is what I was talking about before. You can literally use walls to build stairs. Right? It's as simple as that, people. You take the same wall that you put there and you make some stairs out of it if you've got a bit of a weird height discrepancy. Even here, look, I've done it here as well. They look brilliant. Okay. Let's this is getting on. This is Wave View and this is Donny Do, right? I think we're gonna have to do 2 parts. I want to get to Cape Ank. Oh, I was gonna do 2 parts. Alright, let's just speed this up a little bit, Ham. You're taking too long. Alright, well this is the train station here. That is the main passenger station here for Wave View. Alright, so what is this? That's a little, oh, that needs to be fixed up. Right, so main passenger station down here. Holy bus, Batman, look at that thing. And then up the back here we've got freight, right? Freight rattles around, very, very good. Over to there. We've got this beautiful big airport that's gone in here for the connection. Oh, look at this. Look at the landscaping, Ham. And then I've started putting in some stuff down here that we need to finish up as well. Rikes, talk about going to the next level. We've even got a little construction site down here. Both our airports have got a bit of construction going on. Alright, so Donny Doo's had a lot of work done to it. It's a very difficult one because it's built in this valley slot and it's trying to spill out either side. It started off as just a single, very small little town in the middle here. It's eventually grown up around here. We've helped guide the town with roads and stuff. Down here, they've got a lovely little port. It's also got this passenger terminals here. Down in here. It doesn't look great. I think it looks great. They've got a big set of shops down here. All this sort of going on down here. Down into a freight terminus here. I've got to fix up a lot of the fencing work that got sort of destroyed. We'll have to do that later. But what they have is they've got a Conmats factory in the middle of their town. And I wanted to link it up. You can see here it gets linked up with the actual port itself, right? Don't ask me how the bricks get shoved through this tube like some kind of Willy Wonka tube where the chocolate flows through. I would say it's more like conveyor belts. Okay, the bricks get fed into there via conveyor belts. But all this, I actually added extra building and decoration stuff to the actual building in here. And this is the actual port itself, right? Lots going on down here. Trucks rolling in, car parks there for cars. The cars could do with an update probably, but that's pretty much Donny Do in a nutshell. You know what? Cape Ank is just there. I'm gonna leave it for another episode. Alright gang, so that has been our tour for today. We've still got Cape Ank and plenty of other towns to revisit. We might do them on the live stream. We might do them as another episode here before a live stream. But basically, I hope you enjoyed this little rehash, revisit, and getting our brains sort of back in the Billy's Bluff mode. And it was only till now, till we had the new computer, that I've actually been able to give this map the justice it deserved in terms of full graphics, maximum graphics, and frames basically, so we're not a stuttery mess. And you can see just how full the map actually is. So make sure you stay glued to the timings of when we're going to go live. I go live 5 times a week at the same time every day. We do farming sim and a couple of other things as well. And then I'm not undecided if I'll do part 2 to this episode or if we just do it in the live stream. So that's why I'm saying check it out. If you haven't seen the Billy's Bluff playthrough yet, it's either on the homepage, scroll down a couple, you'll see Transport Fever 2 playthroughs. just there, or I will leave the link in the description below for you to check that out yourself. I've been Van Ham. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking this out with me today, because it's actually been really fun to check this out myself again. I'm amazed at some of the stuff we put in, I'll be honest, including this. I can't believe we've got train tracks below the water. That's actually doing my head in how I got that to work. Alright, stay safe wherever you are. Stay glued to your screen, gang, and get out of here.